Students, today we'll start with our new chapter, that is genetics, some basic fundamentals. In this chapter we are going to deal with genetics, Mendel's law of inheritance, and sex-linked inheritance of diseases. You will come across different laws given by Mendel, and also how sex is determined in human beings, and you will come across some very important terms which I have mentioned here, and you will come to know the meanings of that. So first of all, let us start with genetics. The term genetics, what does it mean? It is actually a study of transmission of body features from the parents to the offspring, and also it deals with the laws relating to such transmission. Gregor Mendel was known as the father of genetics, and we will study about Mendel and the laws given by Mendel in our next part. In this part, we will come across only some important terms and their meanings. When a child is born in the family members usually start comparing the child's appearance as to whom he or she resembles more. Although a matter of chance is governed by certain laws. In this chapter, we are going to deal with all these. So before this, you should know some important terms. So first important term is heredity. Heredity is actually the transmission of genetically based characteristics from parents to offspring. It is also known as the genetic constitution of an individual. Like, for example, the cats produce cats, not the dogs. A mango seed germinates into a mango tree. Human beings give birth only to humans, not the apes. So these all are related to the first term, that is heredity. Second thing is variation. Second one, the variation, it is the difference in characters or traits among the individual of a species. In most of the people, for example, you will find the earlobe is hanging and is called as free earlobe, and in some people the earlobe is closely attached to the side of the head, that is called as attached earlobe. You can see here in the difference free earlobe and attached earlobe. This is called as variation. This is an example of perfect variation. Next term we come across is character. Character and trait are closely related to each other. Character is any heritable feature it is an inheritable feature, while trait is the alternative form of character. For example, some people have brown eye color, which is a character, and trait some people will have blue eye color. Same with the hair shape. Some have curly, some have straight. Eyebrows, some have heavy bushy and some have thin. So character is any heritable feature, while the trait is any alternative form of character. Next is chromosome. Chromosome, you know, it is a thread-like structures found in the nucleus of the cell. Chromosomes, you have learned. Chromosomes, now we'll discuss in this chapter how many types of chromosomes are present. Chromosomes are of two types. First one is autosome, second one is sex chromosome. In human beings, we know that we have 23 pairs of chromosomes. And autosomes are those, among this 23, they are the 22 pairs which do not determine the sex of a person. And sex chromosome are the last 23rd pair, which is either XX or they are XY. Next we'll deal about is about the karyotype. What is karyotype? Karyotype is arrangement of the chromosome according to their shape and size. This is the particular figure of the karyotype. You can see all the chromosomes with their pairs are arranged according to their shape and size. Next is genes. Genes are the specific parts of or the DNA segments of the chromosomes which determine the heredity characters. Now, what are alleles? Alleles are alternative forms of the genes. They occupy the same position on the homologous chromosomes and affecting the same characteristic but in different ways. Next is genotype. Genotype is a set of genes present in the cells of an organism. The number of genes which are present in one cell of an organism is termed as the genotype. And phenotype is the observable characteristics which are genetically controlled. Next is dominant. Dominant is out of the two alleles of a gene, the one which is super ruling or which is showing itself is known as the dominant, while recessive is the one which is submissive or the one which is not showing it. So basically dominant and recessive genes, among this the dominant shows itself while recessive does not show itself. The better definition I can give is about dominant gene is the gene which decides the appearance of an organism even in the presence of an alternative gene. So it is known as the dominant gene, while recessive gene is the one which decides the appearance of an organism only in the presence of another identical gene. So this was all about the basic important terms. In the next part, we are going to deal about the sex determination in humans and also about the Mendel's law.